In the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful. Hello everyone, this is Dr. Tariq Masood. Thank you very much for watching my videos and your exceptional support to make this channel a grand success. We are a partner. Please subscribe our channel if you haven't done so far. We as a team can work together to convert challenges into opportunities and opportunities into success stories. These success stories can be monetized into value addition. Thank you very much again and stay safe, stay blessed. Okay, now we are going to discuss today lecture number 8, personality improvement, and this is my last lecture on personality assessment model. Okay, now we are going to start lecture number 8. This is my last lecture before starting. So in my next slide, we will give brief about extraversion, introversion, sensing, intuition, thinking, feeling, judging, perceiving, recap and how they are impacting on personality, and then we will describe personality improvement, lecture number 8. This is my last lecture as far as the personality assessment model is concerned. Thank you very much for your time. You have spent almost 5 weeks with me to complete a personality assessment model. So thank you very much again. Now we are going to start on my lecture number 8 from next slide. Okay, as we discussed earlier, so personality assessment constituted into 4 pairs, and each pair has 2 segments or 2 senses which are opposing to each others. Okay, we will talk about from clockwise from extraversion to introversions. So what is the extraversion and introversions? Extraversions prefer extraversions, focus on the outside world to get energy through interacting with the people and or doing things right. That is how extraversions sense is behaving. Second is introversion sense. What is the introversion sense? Focus on the inner world and get energy through reflecting on information, idea and concept. Okay, that is the first pair. In the second pair here, sensing and intuitions. What is the sensing described here? Prefer sensing. You notice and trust facts, detail and present ground realities. And intuitions, you prefer intuition to attend and trust interrelationship theories and future possibilities, what have been discussed in intuitions. In number 3 pairs has thinking and feeling. What is the thinking? Basically prefer thinking. You make decision using a logical and objective analysis to make decisions. That is first how the thinking behave. In the second sense is a feeling. You prefer feelings, make decisions to create harmony by applying a person-centered value. That is my feeling. In my last pair, sensing and perceiving. Okay, in lecture number 8 here, we are going to discuss type of gain understanding as far as the personality assessment is concerned first, and then results derived from extraversion, introversion, sensing, intuitions, judging and perceiving. Overall senses improvement, their simulation results, impact on communication, change management and conflict management. Okay, now on my next slide we are going to discuss using a type to gain understanding. Okay, this is the first is a starting point. So over here in starting point, a knowledge of type can enrich your life in several ways. Okay, now the second here, so when you have the knowledge, how it will change your way of living. Okay, it passes through different stages. The first stage, a better understanding of yourself. Okay, what is better understanding yourself? Knowing your own type helps you understand the assets and liabilities of your typical reaction. Okay, Then is pass through the next stage, that is understand others. Knowing about a type helps you recognize that others people may be different. It can enable you to see those differences as useful and broadening rather than annoying and restricting. Okay, on stage 3 here, again a perspective here. Seeing yourself and others in the context of type can help you appreciate the legitimacy of other points of view. You can then avoid getting stuck in believing your way is the only way. No perspective is always right or always wrong. Okay, then you can gain of understanding here. So observing yourself and others from the standpoint of type will enrich your understanding of personality differences and encourage constructive use of those differences. Okay. Now on my next slide, we are going to discuss how we have derived the results from extraversion, introversion, sensing, intuition, thinking, feeling, judging, perceiving, subsection, how they are communicating to each other in order to improve our personality and behavior. Okay, as we have discussed in my lecture number 6, that we are going to demonstrate the results of extraversion, introversion, sensing, thinking, judging, and perceiving. Okay, first we will have extraversions and introversions, and extraversion, introversions have their subsection, that is first initiating, expressing, gregarious, that is in preference, what they demonstrate here. The first is how it behaving assertively, outgoing in a social situations, planning and directing, gathering. Number 1, initiating. Okay, in preference, expressing, what expressing demonstrate here, talk a lot, find it easy to express your feelings and interest to others, seen by others as a cheerful, warm and humorous. Number 3 here is gregarious here, what it demonstrate here, enjoy being with others and dislike being alone, are socially posed with both strangers and friends, make a few distinctions between friends and acquaintances. Okay, now the fourth here, reflective here, which is auto preference, and quiet is also auto preference. Enjoy reflecting on events in which you have participated, read and write widely and often, seek your own quiet walks, that is how the quiet is mentioning here. So workspace much of the time, prefer to stay in a background in large clubs, value some quiet times and personal privacy. That is first layer. Now we are going to talk in second layer, that is sensing and intuitions. So in sensing and intuition, it demonstrates differently. Okay, in sensing intuitions here, first it demonstrates concrete, realistic, practical, experiential, traditions. So all 4 senses are in preference. What is the first? In preference. Grounded in reality and trust the facts. Interpret things literally. Conscious about the making inferences. May find it hard to see trends and link facts to the bigger picture. Number 2, realistic here. What realistic demonstrate? Take pride in your common sense and ability to realistically appraise a situations, value efficiency, practicality and cost effectiveness. Okay, number 3 here, practically. Find what applying ideas more appealing than the ideas themselves. Need to see any ideas applications to understand it. Experiential here. Learn best from direct hands-on experience and rely on it to guide you. Careful not to generalize too much. Focus more on the past and present than the future. Oh, this is experientialist demonstrating. In traditional here, so identify strongly with what is familiar or comfortable with the tried and true because it provides a precedent to follow. Okay, now in layer 3, that is thinking and feeling. So then again these are constituted with opposite poles. So how these are demonstrated here? Okay, first is logical, then reasonable, questioning, critical, and tough. What is first logical demonstrated here? Believe that logical analysis is best for decisions making. Use sequential reasoning with premises and define rules to reach consistent conclusions. Number 2, reasonable. Use reasoning to make decisions. Approach situations as an impartial observer, confident and clear about your objective and decisions. Okay. Number 3, questioning here. Intellectually independent. Use question to clarify ideas. Precise in your question, lacking to zero in no on a discrepancy. Okay, in critical here, what it mentioned here, this is again in preference, argumentative and skeptical, appearing almost unemotional in your interactions, take little for granted and concedes little, like to clarify what is wrong since nothing is perfect in this world. Then here, the toughness or tough here's how it is in preference, like to use intellectual and interpersonal pressure to get your way, to get the things done appropriately. Focus firmly on achieving your objective as planned, and may assume there are no alternatives or those available won't work altogether. Okay, now on layer number 4, that is judging and perceiving. It again constituted of 5 segments which have again opposite poles. Okay, in first year, systematic, planful, early starting, schedule, and methodological. First is systematic. What we have mentioned here in the systematic. So live by the motto, be prepared. That is the first. Plan for the worst case scenario with many contingencies in place. Number 2, planful. So like to make a long arranged plans, especially for leisure activities. Enjoy looking ahead and planning for the future. Okay, number 3 here, early start. Allow yourself plenty of time to accomplish an activity efficiently. Don't like feeling overwhelmed with too much to do. Arrange your words so you don't have to deal with last minute rush. Okay, now over here, schedule here. So when you schedule, comfortable with the routines and do not like them upset. Like established method and procedures, prefer to control how you spend your time. In the last year, methodological, develop detailed plans for the task at hand, define the subtask of your work, including the order in which things should happen. Okay, based on that, in my next slide, we will discuss further results, scores, and then we will conclude on next slide how it is impacting extraversion, sensing, thinking, judging are concerned, and how much we can gain a score if we develop a model and to understand how it's impacting our personality. Okay, in my earlier slide, we have described the results of all 4 pairs, how they are communicating to each other. Now, in this slide, we are going to discuss how 4 senses and their simulation results have the impact on your personality. Okay, first extraversions, introversions, and they are initiating, expressing, gregarious. Okay, first they got a score 3 after simulations, then expressing 4, gregarious 3, and reflective 3 and 2. Okay, after getting a score 3 first, initiating, what demonstrated, carry out a social obligation with finesse, introducing people to each other with ease, enjoy liking people whose interests are similar, generally want a people to interact and get to know each other. Okay, Now in the second here, expressive got the 4 marks on during simulation. What it demonstrated: easy to get to know, may sometimes wonder whether you have talked too much or said inappropriate or perhaps embarrassing things. And Gregarious demonstrate feel that being popular and accepted is important, want to be asked to participate in activities even if you are not really interested in them. Okay, in reflective here, which is out of preference, getting a 3 scores, what it demonstrates: enjoy discussing with individual and in groups what you have read and written. And number 2, seen by others as interested in ideas. Okay, now number 4 here, you got the score a 2, quiet here, appear even tempered and really over or unexpressed yourselves, are distracted easily by noise. That is, if getting a score a 2, how the quiet can respond. Okay, on layer number 2, which we will discuss the simulations, that sensing and intuitions, which describe in different ways. Okay, in sensing and intuitions here, so again they have again opposite poles. First is concrete, it got 4 scores, realistic 4, a concrete 5, practical 3, experientials 5, and traditionals 2. First, after getting a 5 scores concrete, what it demonstrates here: being with what you know to be true and have all the facts in others before moving on, may be seen by others as resistant to change, although you may not see yourself that way. Number 2, after getting scores 4, realistic, what realistic demonstrate: appreciate direct experiences and tangible results, believe that good techniques lead to good results, seen as a matter of fact and sensible. In practical here, getting a score 2, impatient listening to ideas if a practical use is not the end results, favor of practical utility over intellectual curiosity. In number 5, after getting a score 5, what it demonstrates: concentrate on what is happening now rather than thinking about meanings and theories, may sometimes get stuck on details at the expense of large considerations. And traditional got 2 marks. What it demonstrates: admire and support established institutions and methods, reluctant to change the things that are working well, enjoy participating in traditions at work and at home. Okay, now we are going to discuss a layer number 3, that is thinking and feeling. Okay, in thinking and feeling, you got same model here. First, logical, reasonable, questioning, and critical. Here is feeling: empathic, compassionate, accommodative, reflective, and tender. First will demonstrate in preference results. Logical got the 5 results, reasonable of 4, questioning is 2, critical 3, and tough again 5. Okay, what it demonstrates: logical, after getting a 5 scores here, use hard data to make your decisions, focus on cause and effect, like to maintain clear boundaries between issues, can easily identify the pros and cons of an issues. Okay, number 2 here is reasonable. So live your life logical with premise leading to conclusions, view situation objectively and analytically. Okay, in questioning here, got the score 2, may need to have all your questions answered before you can trust any conclusion, are potentials to getting the answers you need, feel questioning is appropriate even if something is already right. Okay, number 3 is critical here. So critical demonstrating preference, like to critique and are surprised when others don't accept critiques as justified and helpful, engage in critique rather than criticism when at all your best. Okay, now in a 5th year, a tough year, so odds oriented and comfortable, focusing on the bottom line, don't pay much attention to people emotions and may be seen as a cold. So that is how the tough can respond after getting 5 marks in a model. Okay, now we are further going to discuss judging and perceiving. Okay, in judging and perceiving here, again it mentioned here first judging and perceiving. So systematic, planful, early starting, scheduled, methodical. So the opposite poles casual, open-ended, pressure-prompted, spontaneous and emergent. Okay, systematically, so it got a 5 scores. What it demonstrated here after getting 5 marks, work within a superstructures of efficiency, dislike any kind of divergence, do not like a surprise. In planful here, 4 marks here. So in planful, what you demonstrate here, so may enjoy the plan more than the doing, feel that long range planning makes you more efficient, ensure that things will happen the way you want. Okay, in early start here, so it got the 4 scores, and after getting 4 scores, what it demonstrates in the 4 score, work on multiple tasks comfortably by starting ahead of time and working on each task for short, concentrated period of time. Can't forget incomplete task, feel calm and satisfied when you complete a something. In schedule here, it's got a 5 marks here again. What is described here, enjoy scheduling both works and fun activities, otherwise may be more aware of your routines than you are. Appear rather predictable but like it that way. Okay, number 4 here, methodological, which got the 4 marks, is thoroughly prepared in precise way, specifying all the steps needed to accomplish the goals, are likely to deliver what you have prepared in advance with little deviations. Okay, now based on the score we demonstrated in my next slide, so how we have concluded these are 4 senses as far as improvement is concerned. Okay, as we have discussed in earlier lecture number 1, 2, 3 and 4, so in preference and mid-zone, these are subsections in preferences and mid-zones. So what these sections demonstrate here, first if it's a mid-zone, and then it will come a slight change here, mid-zone, and this in preference it show 3 areas, slight change, clear, very clear. So if you are extreme left on extreme right on this table, so you are very clear. If you are mid left and right and you are clear, and if you are near the mid zone and you are slightly changed or you are slightly impacted. So based on that, in my next slide we are going to conclude as for the extraversion, sensing, thinking and judging, where you are standing based on your simulation results. Okay, in my earlier slide, as we have discussed earlier slide, that is how extraversion scored a 5 through simulations here. So in simulation results here, so it remains 5, slightly near the mid zone. It's mean initiating, expressive and gregarious, they are in preference, but reflective and quite out of preference. After a calculation, it demonstrates a 5 score, that there is a slight impact on extraversion as far as the personality is concerned. On second here, the sensing here, okay, sensing constituted of 5 segments: concrete, realistic, practical, experiential and traditionals, but all 5 of them remain in preferences, and in preference based on their scores they are away from the mid zone, near to the extreme levels, so they are very much clear. Okay, now in the second phase, a thinking, it demonstrates very clear. It again indicates that all logical, reasonable, questioning, critical, tough, all 5 senses got high scores and average it demonstrated 26. That's mean thinking, prospective are very much clear as far the simulation results are concerned. Okay. Now similarly on judging here, again judging constituted on the 5 segments, that is systematic, planful, early starting, schedule and methodological approach. So it again based on the calculation, it calculated a 23 marks if we adding up systematic, planful, early start, schedule and medical approach. So on methodological approach, on the opposite pole, that is casual, open-ended, pressure prompted and spontaneous emergent. So that's how they are staying to each others. On my next slide, after calculating all extraversion, sensing, thinking, judging overall score, it demonstrates in my next slide, which indicates how your personality index will demonstrate the overall score. If you come on to the next slide here, okay, as discussed earlier, the overall polarity index calculated 78 based on my extraversion score, sensing, thinking, judging. If we adding up, it will be equal to 78 as I have discussed in my earlier slides. Okay. Okay. It demonstrates also that the polarity index, which range from 0 to 100, shows the consistency of the respondents' facet scores within the profile. Most adults score between 50 and 65, although higher index are common. An index that is below 45 means that the respondent has a many scores in or near the midzone. So this may be due to mature situation use of the facets. So thank you very much again for your precious time to make this channel a grand success. Thank you very much again. Stay blessed. Please don't hesitate. Send me your feedback and comments. t.masood.dr@bath.edu. Many thanks and stay safe, strong, inspired and blessed. Thank you very much again.